Your vision board is beautiful. The quotes are inspiring. The aesthetic is on point. But if you're being real, is your life actually aligning with it? Hey friends, I'm Rachel, and this is The Life of Ray, where we talk about real faith and sprinkle a little real life moments in between. Because there's nothing more frustrating than feeling like God gave you a vision, but your real life still looks the same year after year after year. So if you're tired of just dreaming about your purpose and you're ready to actually live it, even when it feels uncomfortable, this video is for you. Today, we're going to go beyond the vision board and talk about the faith-aligned practical steps that bridge the gap between aspiration and obedience. So, vision boards are inspiring, but they're not transforming. We love the idea of purpose, the aesthetic, the potential, but here is the reality check. A vision without action will always turn into disappointment. Faith without works is dead. That's why manifesting can feel so empty, because faith was never meant to stop at visualization. Purpose is not just a feeling. It's not a vibe. It's not a moment of clarity during worship. Purpose is a verb. James 1:22 reminds us that we can hear all the right things and still deceive ourselves if we don't do anything with them. And most of us aren't stuck because we don't know what God said. We're stuck because obedience feels inconvenient. Take a moment right there. Take a moment right there. So let's unearth your core convictions. Here's where we slow down, because purpose isn't built on what you want. It's built on what you're convicted about. Desire says, I want to do this. Conviction says, I can't ignore this anymore. So ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Who does this serve? And would I still pursue this if no one clapped for it? One practical exercise I love is asking why 5 times behind the same dream. I want to create the business. Why? I want to create the content. Why? I want more freedom for me and my family. Why? Eventually, you'll hit a heart level answer, and that's where purpose lives. Also, identify your non-negotiable values. And these are the things you refuse to compromise, even when it costs you comfort. Purpose that isn't anchored in values will always drift. Now, I want you to pause the video right now, and in the comments, I want you to type one thing you've been avoiding because you don't feel ready yet. Let's hold each other accountable. This is where most people stop, because once clarity comes, action is next. And action sometimes can be uncomfortable. Faith-aligned steps are rarely loud or glamorous. They're small, they're awkward, they often don't make sense to other people. Sometimes God's plans clashes with your timeline, your pride, or your sense of security. Obedience might look like applying even though you feel underqualified, starting before you feel ready, letting go of something familiar, being consistent when no one sees it yet. Every biblical calling we admire started with someone saying yes before they felt confident. Faith doesn't eliminate fear, it moves through it. So here's the shift. We stop romanticizing purpose and start scheduling it. Purpose doesn't live in someday. It lives in your calendar. On the 1st, on the 15th, on the 30th. Ask yourself, what does this look like weekly? When I schedule my content, I'm going to do Monday long form, Wednesday short, Thursday cooking, Friday get ready with me. What does it look like for you? Next question, what's one step I can take in the next 7 days? What does obedience look like in this season, not the future one? Set faith-driven milestones, not vague dreams. Not I'll walk in my purpose one day, but I'll show up for 30 minutes every Tuesday. And don't do this alone. Accountability keeps purpose from becoming another abandoned idea. Sometimes obedience grows best when someone else knows what God told you. So you better go tell your friend or leave a comment and I will be your accountability partner. So here's the truth no one talks about. Setbacks don't mean you missed God. Sometimes they mean he's redirecting you. And I talk about this over and over and over again on my channel. Purpose is not a straight line. It's a relationship. You have to have a relationship with God, our Father. And relationships require check-ins every morning, every afternoon, every evening, while you're doing the dishes, while you're folding clothes, while you're cleaning the house. When it gets hard, pray before you quit. Rest before you decide you're done. Reevaluate before you assume you failed. I've had to do this multiple times with my channel since starting April 2025. If one thing didn't work, instead of being ready to just give up and forget about it, I reevaluate. I say, okay, this didn't work, so let's try this. Purpose isn't static. It grows as you grow. And in 2026 and beyond, the goal isn't perfection. It's faithfulness. Obedience over perfection. If you don't know where to start, remember this. Obedience usually begins with one small step. Just take the step. And that's how vision boards turn into lived purpose. All right, friends, I will see you in the next video. Bye.